Spells in the Soup Kitchen. Spells in the Soup Kitchen. Barnaby, a young apprentice wizard with a perpetually smudged nose, fidgeted with his pointy hat. Across the worn wooden table sat Meadowsweet, the head cook of the Silver Kettle Soup Kitchen, a woman whose laugh could shake the gingerbread roof. Their usual partner, Pipkin, was late again. "He promised to help me organize the enchanted root vegetables," said, stirring a bubbling cauldron of tomato soup. "They tend to migrate." "Migrate?" Barnaby echoed, adjusting his spectacles. He's read of vegetables with agency, of course. "It's mentioned in Flora, Volume 3. Do they, like, walk?" "Not exactly walk, more of a slithering shuffle. They prefer the warmer pots. And Pipkin is meant to be keeping them in their designated patch." Just then, a flurry of feathers and apologies announced Pipkin's arrival. He was a small, excitable pixie with a perpetually tangled scarf and a basket overflowing with shimmering herbs. "So terribly sorry. A rogue nearly tickled me into a tree. It's quite mischievous this year." The Silver Kettle Soup Kitchen was a peculiar place. It wasn't just a place for hungry people. It was a hub for magical folk and ordinary townsfolk alike. The food, magically enhanced to nourish both bodies and spirits, was renowned throughout the land. But keeping the ingredients in order was a constant challenge. "Right then," clapped her hands. "Barnaby, you focus on the whispering onions. They get terribly chatty. Pipkin, the migrating potatoes, and I'm tackling the mood berries. They're feeling rather gloomy today." Barnaby approached the bin overflowing with onions. They smelled pleasantly pungent, but he could already sense the chattering, a low hum of gossip and complaints. "Good morning, onions," he said politely. "I'm here to listen to your concerns today." "They're saying the tomato soup is too spicy," Pipkin whispered to Barnaby, wrangling a particularly rebellious potato. "Says it's attacking their delicate flavor profiles." "Preposterous," Barnaby declared, puffed up with indignation. "Tomato soup is a classic. There's nothing wrong with a little spice." The onions seemed to grumble in response. "It's not about the spice," one whispered, its voice faint but distinct. "It's about the lack of story." Barnaby frowned. "Lack of story? What do you mean?" "The soup needs a story," another onion chimed in. "A tale to enchant the diner, a narrative to inspire. It's all about the feelings, you see. The flavor alone isn't enough." Barnaby rushed over to, "The onions, they say the soup needs a story," smiled knowingly. "Ah, yes, the onions, they have a point. Food isn't just about sustenance, it's about connection. It's about sharing something special." "But I don't know any stories," Barnaby exclaimed, his cheeks flushed. He studied transmutation and levitation, not storytelling. "We all have stories," Barnaby said gently. "You just need to find yours." Pipkin, having finally the potatoes, hovered nearby. "Perhaps we can make one up, a collaborative tale, a soup opera, if you will." And so they began. They gathered around the cauldron, each contributing a fragment of a story. Barnaby suggested a brave knight rescuing a princess. Pipkin added a mischievous dragon who loved to hoard marshmallows, wove in a wise old owl who offered guidance. The vegetables, sensing the collaborative effort, grew calmer. The onions' chatter subsided into contented murmurs. The potatoes settled into a neat pile. Even the mood berries began to brighten. The story unfolded slowly, hilariously, and unexpectedly. The knight wasn't particularly brave, the dragon was surprisingly helpful, and the owl had a secret passion for baking. It was a chaotic, whimsical tale, full of laughter and heart. As they wove the final threads of the story, stirred the soup, infusing it with the emotions of the narrative. A faint shimmer enveloped the cauldron, and a delicious aroma filled the kitchen. "Right," announced, wiping her hands on her apron. "It's ready. Let's serve." The first bowl of soup was given to Old Man, who was known to be the grumpiest customer in the kitchen. He took a tentative spoonful, then another. A slow smile spread across his face. "Remarkable," he declared, his voice unusually cheerful. "Simply remarkable. It tastes hopeful." Soon, a line of people formed, eager to taste the soup and hear the story. The kitchen buzzed with conversation and laughter. Even the silver kettle itself seemed to hum with contentment. "See, Barnaby," said beaming. It wasn't about the perfect story. It was about sharing a bit of yourselves, about connecting with others through food. Barnaby smiled. He's realized something important. Magic wasn't just about spells and potions. It was about connection, empathy, and imagination. Suddenly, a small voice piped up. "Excuse me, miss, what about the carrots? They'll be lonely." Barnaby and exchanged amused glances. Pipkin, ever the diligent pixie, was already gathering the carrots. "Don't you worry," Barnaby said, looking at the carrots with newfound understanding. "We'll find a story for you too. We all have a story to tell, don't you know?" And as the sun set over the silver kettle soup kitchen, casting a warm glow on the bustling scene, Barnaby and Pipkin knew that the magic wasn't just in the food. It was in the sharing, the connection, and the endless possibilities of a well-told story.